Hey guys, today we're going to be breaking down my Blitz Bravo skirmish win at my local LGS this past weekend. I ran Bravo to a X-1 finish throughout the day. There was 4 rounds of Swiss and then, the 3 rounds of top 8. And, honestly, I really enjoyed the deck. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I'd planned on playing Icelander, but I woke up the day of and I was just like, hey, I'm going to play Bravo today. And so I did, and it ran pretty hot. Here is my list and kind of what it looks like. We're just going to kind of give a brief overview here, and then I'll break down each card by card and kind of talk about why I had them and what I liked about them. I have equipment in the sideboard here. One of the cards that I'm really going to end up talking about is Steel Braid Buckler, and how that card was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I kind of put it in there because I didn't know what other equipment to play, and so I jammed it in there and ended up being awesome. So let's start up here at the top. We're playing Anothos, obviously. It's like Bravo's best weapon. Crater Fist is great equipment. Crown of Providence, Iron Rot Legs, and Tectonic Plating. This is all CC Bravo stuff that you're used to seeing, but it is very good equipment suite. You get a very good fridge here. There is a lot more Brute, and Briar is pretty popular in Blitz, and Brute's really the big one that you want that extra fridge for. So when we move in here to the deck, we've got Red Chokeslam, which is great. It's good if people are trying to play Azalea. It's also very good against Briar. Red Chokeslam is just a great card right now. I really like it. Pairing that with a red Pummel is like an insanely good turn, because you can block with a card and then have, pitch 2 cards, Chokeslam from Arsenal, and then have a Pummel in your hand. It's a really good play. I'm honestly kind of equating that to Command and Conquer Pummel right now, which I know is a little crazy, but that's kind of how I feel about the Chokeslam Pummel line. It feels very good right now. We're also on blue Chokeslams. You need a lot of blues to make the deck work here. We're on Command and Conquer. Command and Conquer is a 3-block that is also very disruptive and very good. Now, a lot of people play Crown of Providence in Blitz, so it's not as effective, but it is a very good card. Crippling Crush is probably the all-star here, honestly. Crippling Crush is amazing. I can't speak enough about this card. I really enjoy it, and I just it's really great. Bravo Specialization, this card is so good when you pair it with a red Pummel. 3 blues, this card in a red Pummel is insane. Or if you just do 3 blues and a Crippling Crush, then your hand is also just Dominate Crippling Crush. It's very good. Now, to play it, it is one of those cards that you have to take a little bit of damage for, so that is something to be aware of. This is what I would consider your swing card. Your card where you're trying to turn the game around and make it all happen. Blue disables is very common in CC Bravo. The 1 red disable is also pretty common. Kel McCreath was playing a 1 red disable at his Calling Auckland list, and I ended up playing on that because I really liked it. It felt really good, and I really enjoyed. I just really enjoyed the red disable. It was pretty good. I don't think I ever really got any Command and Conquer value off of it, but it's just a 9 power guardian attack that helps you push damage. The one of Crush the Weak. So I went back and forth between playing 2 red disables or playing 1 red Crush the Weak. I like red Crush the Weak because it's a 3 for 7. It's very good against Fi. And it has some play against Briar too, sporadically. So I mean, it's a pretty solid card. I put it in there in case people were playing Fi, or if there were any other matchups that I might be missing that I wanted to see it against. I just felt like it was good. Crush the Weak allows you to not have an arsenal and not have a Seismic Surge and just keep a blue in this card. Block 6 and then throw 7. It's a 13-point swing with a crush effect, so it's really good. Pulverize. I couldn't bring myself to play 2. I thought about it, but I just couldn't. Pulverize is one of the heaviest hitting cards in the game. It's really good. It's actually what won me my match against Briar. I just Pulverize is a great card, and again, this is another one of those cards that you really have to take a lot of damage to play it for, but it's very solid when you have it. We're playing 2 red Pummels and 1 blue Pummel. Pummel's really good. Pummel's just a good card in Guardian. It's great. It does require you sometimes to keep an extra card that you normally wouldn't have. So it is something that you do have to pay attention to, and the blocking can be awkward. It also does not turn on Anothos. It doesn't turn on the 2 cards with cost 3 or greater to give Anothos +2. So that is something to think about. And then we're going to look down here at Spinal Crush. Spinal Crush is another one of the huge heavy hitters here. Spinal Crush is great. If you make a Seismic Surge and then Arsenal Spinal Crush, you can dominate Spinal Crush with Bravo with 2 blues and play it, or you can use 2 blues to play Spinal Crush and pummel it. So you have a lot of good options here. Buckling Blow is a good card. We're filling the deck out with blues here. Cartilage Crush Not my first choice, but I mean, it's a Guardian card. Cranial Crush is really just a 6 for 8. Very rarely do I actually ever see that the text being relevant there. Debilitate, again, not super relevant. We're just kind of looking for blues to fill our deck with at this point. Imposing Visage is cool. If you are playing, like if you're going first in any matchup, which Bravo wants to do more often than not, if you have 2 blues and Imposing Visage, you know, and X other card in your hand, you can pitch your 2 blues to play Imposing Visage. This allows you to go get a Showtime, which then allows you to go get another card from your deck, which is really cool. Because if your hand is quad blues on turn 0, you can pitch 2 blues to play Imposing Visage, go get Showtime, and then you can heave Pulverize. Heaving Pulverize on turn 0 is a very frightening thing, and plus the Showtime here at the beginning of your action phase, you destroy it and you draw a card. So it allows you to block pretty aggressively. It's pretty good. I really like this card. Macho Grande is a sweet card. I've really come around to this card and kind of like what, you know, where its value's at. 8 Dominate very late in the game is very good. It's also pretty good coming off of a Make a Surge and like Make a Surge Hammer turn, because you can arsenal the blue Macho Grande late in the game, and then you get to block 6 and you get to keep your 2 blues and throw the Macho Grande for 8 Dominate because of the Seismic Surge. Rouse the Ancients is an awesome card. There was some debate on me playing Zealous Belting in my list as well. I was worried about flooding with too many cards that wouldn't turn on Anothos, and I was also worried about it just, you know, like too many 2 blocks. Like Zealous Belting is a great card, and it is very good, but I couldn't bring myself to play it. Rouse the Ancients was awesome this weekend. I really enjoyed Rouse the Ancients. It's just a great card, very valuable. Being able to go 7 into 13 or into 6 with hammers a 13-point turn. And, you know, a lot of times you can arsenal a card or try to set up a little bit, you know, for the next turn, depending on what your hand is. So I really like this card and it's very good. Talked about Showtime and the value that it has. Showtime not having Go Again is kind of tough. But I do like that Imposing Visage has Go Again, so it does allow you to go get it Showtime and continue to play things. Asunder is a house of a card. A really solid 3-card hand is pitch a blue, play Asunder, pitch a blue, hammer for 7 with Dominate. On hit, your opponent discards 2 cards. That is very valuable, especially in a format where your opponent only starts at 20 or less. So it's like Asunder is a great card, and it's a very good tempo swing too. So definitely something to look out for. Thunderquake. This is a 6 for 8. I have very rarely to never heave this card. This card is a 6 for 8, honestly. Like it's not a bad card. I like Thunderquake. Again, this just kind of fills the blue slot and is also a heavy hitter if we need it to be. Unmovable is good into other Guardian mirrors. Oldham, Bravo, and Rhinar are all pretty popular in Blitz. So Unmovable, the blue Unmovable allows us to continue to pitch it and play our hand to hammer and do things, but blue Unmovable is also a very good arsenal target against Brute and other things. So when we talk about the sideboard here, we have our Arcane suite. Anytime you play against Icelander, you bring in all 4 Arcane, which means you are going to play Titan's Fist and Arcane Lantern, so we are taking the Anothos out. So you have AB4, and you still get to play Tectonic Plating, which is not bad. So Tectonic Plating is actually kind of cool, because if you have, if you're playing against Icelander and they're playing that one of Nourishing Emptiness, which is pretty common, and you have the Unmovable in your hand, it doesn't have to be in your arsenal. You can throw the Tectonic Plating and the Unmovable and cover it up. So that's pretty solid. Titan's Fist was pretty good. I really enjoyed playing Titan's Fist this weekend. Like, don't get me wrong, when you're playing Titan's Fist and Buckler, it kind of feels like you're playing bad Oldham, but at the same time, it's also like it's pretty good. Like, and it has a lot of value. Stillbred Buckler was the MVP of this deck for the weekend. I threw this card in here because I needed one more equipment slot, and I was like, I don't even know what I'll play. And I threw this in here. It won me every game in the top cut. Like, I played this in every game in the top cut and ended up winning. It was like Stillbred Buckler was the MVP this weekend, and I really liked it. Okay, so round 1, I played against Rhinar and I lost. I got high rolled pretty bad. Round 2, I got the bye, which was kind of nice. Just kind of got to hang out and talk with the store owner for a while. His name's Richard. He's a good guy, and we're pretty good friends. Round 3, I played against Dorinthia. It's just kind of a bad matchup for Dorinthia. I just kind of rolled my opponent. He didn't really do much. I think I ended the game at like 11. Like, it was rough. And then round 4, I played against an Icelander. That was an interesting matchup. I brought in AB4 and had Titan's Fist. I tried to leave up as many resources as I could while still throwing big attacks at my opponent. My opponent also played they used their Storm Striders pretty early in the match, which I thought was interesting. And honestly, I think that put me in a very good spot and kind of just like, I don't think they knew a ton about the game and they were pretty new. So we cut to top 4. There was only 9 of us this weekend, but we cut the top 4. Round 1, I play against Briar. I know in CC, Briar is not a good matchup for me. It just doesn't feel very good. I ended up being able to get there. I ended up playing Stillbraid Buckler against Briar, and it was really clutch. The Titan's Fist, I don't even think I swung Titan's Fist except for like maybe one time, but the Stillbraid Buckler was insane. That 3 extra block was like really good against Briar, so it felt pretty good to have that in, and honestly it kind of felt like the MVP of this top cut. And then in the finals of the skirmish, I ended up playing against the Brute that I lost to round 1. He got to go first because I was the 4 seed in top 4, and then he looked like he was going to high roll me for a second again, and then he whiffed on a Blood Rush, or he went to discard and he discarded a Blood Rush instead of a 6, and it just allowed me to cover up an attack. And he had no steam from there, and then I was able to like throw a Crippling Crush at him the following turn. It was pretty lucky for me, I would say. I feel like I probably should have lost it. Like Reinhardt doesn't feel like a great matchup for Bravo, but you know, the Stillbraid Buckler I did not play in round 1, and I did play it in the finals, and it was very good. It was 3 extra life. Overall, the deck was a lot of fun, and if you guys are playing Blitz anywhere, I would say give Bravo a try. It's a sweet deck, and it's a lot of fun, and I think it'll do you well. You know, you gotta play it like CC. You know, you gotta be patient and take your chances, but when your chances come up, you gotta take them. Well, guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed my deck tech and breakdown of Blitz Bravo, my skirmish winning list here. If you liked the video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy, guys.